I've been using analog reference notes for the last little while, and I can't help tinkering with the information that I include on them and their layout. So in this video, I thought I would showcase the upgrades that I've made to my analog reference notes since the last time you've seen them in my inspectional reading video, which there will be a link to on screen. So let's dive in and take a look. So here you can see an example of what my reference notes used to look like. I would have the title and the year the book was published at the top, my goal for reading, and then my highlights with the page reference number here on the side. Then what I started doing was adding a little bits and bobs here and there. I included the author's name because that's how I'm going to be storing the cards within my system, is based on the name of the author rather than the name of the book itself. I also started including up here in the top right hand corner the year that I read the book and the number of times I've read that book that year. So if I read a book multiple times, then I would have a different number up here in the top corner. I don't know if the 1 is necessary for the first time I read the book in 2022. I don't know how often I'll be reading a book multiple times in a year, but I figured why not just add it there just in case. But I think it's nice to see, you know, when you read a book, because if I read the book again, I'm probably going to want to have a different reference note card for that, and I can see kind of the difference in time from when the book was published to when I actually read it for the first time. I still have my goals there, and my notes are still laid out basically the same way, but what I started doing was including the reference to the main note in red that this, bib note, this literature note, whatever you want to call it, kind of sparks, so that it's another way to discover where the notes live within my slipbox, within the system. If I remember, oh yeah, that was an idea from 4,000 weeks. Oh, what was it? Where did I put that? I could come to this reference note card and I can see and then go back to that main note. But I started running into a few problems because sometimes there would be multiple notes that I wanted to turn into one card, and then I would kind of like group them together and then put the one number there. And then that just started getting really messy. So I decided to redesign kind of from the ground up based on the information that I started including. So this is now what I think my reference notes are going to look like for the foreseeable future until I tinker with them a little bit more. So here you can see that I now have the author's name at the top, and I've also switched the view to landscape instead of portrait, and I put their last name first because that is how I'm going to be putting the cards in the slip box. So I want that to be kind of the first letter that I see. And I still have the name of the book, the year that it was published. I started including the subtitle because I find when you're doing that inspectional reading, the subtitle is often quite revealing about what the main theme or argument is within the book. I am still including the year and the number of times that I read the book. My goal is also going to be on this front page for reading it. And then if I flip the card over in the portrait orientation, I'm going to have a few columns. I'm going to have one column, which I'll talk about in a second. The second column is the page number that I found the idea on, and then the right hand side here is my little literature note or bib note about what I wanted to capture from that page. So these red icons are going to be pointers to the main notes, and you can see here that there were 3 literature notes that I wanted to combine into a single main note. So I labeled them all as number 2, and then there's going to be a kind of supporting card here that shows number 2 points to 5510.1a. That's the main note where all of these 2s are located. And I don't know if I want to also include the title of the main note here. Maybe you can put your thoughts down in the bottom below. I think that might be just a little bit too much friction or added work to maintain, but I can create multiple columns on this page for pointers if I need to, depending on the book that I am am reading. And then if I just need to extend this, you know, I'm already getting close to the end of this card, I can just create another card with the title of the book at the top and then my columns for my literature notes. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see you all next time.